Hi, welcome to my channel. This is Engelgeist and my name is Daniel. And this is the September 2019 predictive, monthly predictive for the sign of patient Pisces. You guys, I'm sorry. I always get so excited to reach Pisces, not only because I am a Pisces, but also because it means I'm at the end of the zodiac and that I'm at the 12th. So I look forward to seeing what's here, and I know that you guys have waited patiently, and I just think that Pisces are some of the most like creative and crazy and beautiful and inspirational people. So I get really excited to do your guys' reading because I share the sign with you. So thank you for being patient. Again, this is for the August not August, I keep saying August, it's September predictive for anybody with sun, moon, or rising in Pisces. If love shows up, then that would definitely indicate a Virgo, not a Virgo, Venus in Pisces. You could cross-watch that too. You could cross-watch this video if your Venus is in Pisces. Please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell if you like what you see. Check out my other videos on the channel, and let's get to looking to see what the cards have for us for the month of September. Well, give me one moment to shuffle. So as I'm shuffling the cards, I feel a tentativeness. Like I feel like there is this need to slow things down in the month of September so that we don't make any mistakes. If there's choices or decisions being made in the month of September, it feels to me that like the Pisces might be a little bit worried about missing some sort of detail or choosing the wrong path, choosing the wrong thing. So there's this like sort of tentative like holding back or slowing down to make sure that you see all of the details, all of the fine print in the month of September, if that makes sense. Doesn't feel like there's a lot of resistance in the card, like from the outside environment. It's just more like it feels like the Pisces are kind of making sure they don't miss something along the way. Okay, so let's see what the cards have to say for us. So the first card is sort of the general theme for the month of kind of where we're going to be sort of resonating at most of the month, not the entire month, but kind of going back and forth between this place. It's sort of like the theme of what September 2019 has for the Pisces. Interesting. So it's the Fortune card. Woo, baby. All right. So Major Arcana is kicking off with some big energy. I like that. Some of you could be traveling. Definitely, this is the Wheel of Fortune. It's like, where do we turn our opportunity? Which direction do we want our wheel to spin? Are we going to focus on what's working, or are we going to focus on what's not working? Are we going to live the month of September from a place of lack or worry, or are we going to live from a place of belief that we deserve it and we can have it? It's about manifestation. It's about also patience. I feel like this card is about sort of us being able to bring in what it is we need, but we have to be willing to work with the universe and let the universe also have its time to sort of bring those things about for us. I feel like there's some travel going on in this card. I'm not exactly sure which of you guys might be traveling, but I feel like I'm getting drawn towards this airplane down here right now, which is not normally where my eye is drawn. But if something is calling out about this airplane, you guys are going to be traveling quite a bit. But this is about spinning the wheel and bringing in fortune for us. We get to decide which way we want to do it, what we want to focus on. Are we going to focus on having too much or too little? That's the question. How does it feel to be abundant? How does it feel to have lack? What is it? Where are we going to place our attention? Where are we going to place our energy? Do we want to live like a king, or do we want to live like a pauper? Like, we get to choose. And so in that choosing though, and I think this was that sort of that fine print energy that I was feeling, that nervousness or that slowing things down and really being clear on what we're doing. I think because this is such a manifestational place to be in, and with such abundance could come from this, that's why the Pisceans may like slow down and want to be a little bit more specific about what it is that they want, be a little bit more careful about what it is that they focus on in the month of September, because we are bringing it in with this fortune card as sort of our center for the month. Now the next card is the foundation card. This card tells me sort of where we were, like what was going on in the past that sort of brought this about for us, right? That what in the past opened the door for these cards to be at play today. So we have the Moon card, another major arcana card. So we've come through some heady times. This is definitely, the Moon is very intuitive. It's a very intuitive card. To me, it feels like trusting our intuition, moving on a decision or making a decision that maybe we didn't necessarily feel like everybody was in agreement to, or maybe seems like sort of a little bit, how do I want to say, like, not everybody understood our decision. We were following our intuition in the recent past, and because of that, it's brought us to this point where now the Wheel of Fortune is starting to move, and we get to decide whether it's going to continue to move in our favor or if it's going to like maybe move and teach us a lesson. But either way, it is going to move. We get to have a hand in that. To me, when I look at this, it feels like there was a period of sort of maybe loneliness for some of us, sadness, but definitely we were in touch with our intuition and we knew that we wanted something better. We knew that we needed something better. And so something better is here. We're actually starting to be more proactive, maybe get out in front of ourselves, being less sort of passive and more. There is a passivity to the fortune card because we're not in charge of the wheel. We are in charge of what we focus on, and we're in charge of like how we go about the weight while the manifestation comes in, correct? Here with the Moon, it feels like we were more holding back or resistant in the past, not really sure what we wanted, or maybe not really sure we deserved it or could have it or could create it. To me, September feels like the month where we might actually figure out that we can create it and that we can trust our intuition. The Moon is strong, she's just subtle and silent. And so we have to listen a little bit more closely and really trust that energy. Now the next card is our Spirit or Soul card. This tells us tells me a little bit about what our spirit or soul is working on during the month of September. So we have the Ten of Cups, which is passion. Wow, fiery. Ooh. So for some of you, this could be romantic passion, but I kind of feel like this is actually about what turns us on in the world, what is abundant to us, what is it that inspires us as Pisces. Being like one of the more emotional and psychic signs on the zodiac, I think that it's important that we stay inspired and passionate about life, because if we don't, we get into this moon space where it becomes a little bit like sullen, blue. We go inward. It can get a little bit too deep at times where, maybe we're not really benefiting ourselves and others. When we're in our passion and we're passionate about something and we have that fire burning inside of us, it actually like inspires others, I think. And for me, as I look at this card, it feels like this is what our soul wants us to find, is that sort of energy and that attraction, that a passion that fires us up, because when we get fired up, we're going to be emanating that passion, and from that emanation, this fortune card, it almost makes it that much easier to bring that fortune into us. It makes it that much easier to sort of spin that wheel in the direction that benefits us, that brings us abundance, that brings us happiness, that brings us adventure, that brings us whatever it is that we may be passionate about. So our spirit really wants us to focus on that this month. Focus on the things that feel emotionally good, that set us emotionally on fire, so to speak, right? We don't want to be so, we want to sort of let go of this depth that we went to in the past, and we needed to go to this depth of the moon, right, in the past. But now it's time to get more into a fiery, like active energy, proactive energy, getting in there and making it happen, right? And that's sort of what this fortune card is all about too. So the next two cards are the outside influences. These are not necessarily of us, they're around us or influencing us. So they can be people, events, sometimes things more vague like energies or belief systems that are having an effect on us. So let's see what the first one is. First one is Man of Worlds, Achiever. So this says to me that there's going to be a lot of opportunity and a lot of, in the month of September, for us to work our little butts off, to see that what we can do and our hard work can pay off. There's a couple of lessons in this card for some of us, some of the Pisceans that are going to watch this video. I say that because of the Saturn here. It's like Saturn's always the stern teacher. It's not always easy, but if we're passionate about it and if we're running this passion, we can burn through it and we can achieve it. It's like anything worth having is worth working for, and that's what this card says to me. It's not just going to be handed over to us on a silver platter all that easy. We will have to work for everything that we get, but we can get mad fortuitous gifts if we believe and if we are impassioned enough to put in the effort and the elbow grease to work our way towards that. The Achiever card says to me that we will get noticed. We will be, what we're doing, whatever it is we're pursuing, whatever it is we're trying to achieve, will be noticed by others and will be supported by others as long as they see that we are willing to make the commitment. This Moon card says to me that, like in the past, maybe we've had strength and we've been sort of lethargic or procrastinating on making a move or making the choice or making the commitment towards going after the thing that we want. Well, now it's time to go. September is the time to move forward, is what this says to me. Because this Passion card and this Wheel of Fortune card say to me that it's out there for the having. The universe is going to give us the opportunities to do the work and achieve the goal. We just have to be ready to do the work. Now, the other outside influence, this is the Six of Cups, and this is sorrow. Okay, and this is like, to me, this feels like a little bit like this Moon energy. The Moon is a beautiful card, don't get me wrong, but she feels sort of solemn. She feels sort of alone. I think that there was a period where maybe we might have gone through some alone time or some downtime, some deeply intuitive, introspective time that, although it was good for us, it kind of maybe was, not the most joyous of times, let's say, right? This Sorrow card says to me that we can sort of revisit that if we choose to, if we're not careful, like that there will be opportunities or influences around us that can bring us back to that watery place where we get sucked into our emotions and we get maybe going back to memories or places where giving to situations that no longer serve us. We have a choice here. We can give to the things, we can work hard and give to the things that are going to bring about sort of the financial reward or the material reward in the world that we want to create and achieve, or we can sort of stay stuck in our emotions. And we are highly empathic and emotive beings, right? We are water signs, so it's hard for us not to be ruled by our emotions. But I think that the Sorrow card is kind of like a warning, letting us know that it's okay to have our feelings, it's okay to reflect back and maybe feel sad about things in the past, but we don't have to dwell upon them. We need to be careful about dwelling upon them too long in the month of September. Because if we do that, it's this is the way that I see this. The wheel has the option to go either way, right? We can go the route of sorrow and the Six of Cups and sort of give to situations that no longer serve us and not understand why they haven't changed or why they don't appreciate us. Or we can go about working hard and achieving and gaining gaining public notice, basically, and putting in the hard work to go after what we are passionate about. And it also feels to me like these two are conflicting in a way. This is so red and this is so blue, and it just feels like either we have to stay on fire in the month of September and be pursuing our passion. If we get caught in our daydreams and the more introspective, intuitive side of ourselves and get too into the depths of which we have in the past, we can get lost in there, and we have to be careful of that as a Pisces. So this says the same thing to me here. These are the influences that are going to show up through the month of September. Are we going to give in to either the opportunities that allow us to achieve the goals that we want and work hard and put in that elbow grease, or are we going to go back to like the old situations that no longer serve us, that we've known don't serve us, and continue to give to them and feel sorrow and not understand why they're not producing the same results, or not even the same results, why they're not producing the results that we expect from them. Okay, so this last card is what I call the potential outcomes card. This card tells me a little bit about sort of where things are headed with the energy as it stands right now. But with each month, we have free will, so we can make choices and changes. If this card's a negative card, we can use it as a warning and make choices and changes to affect this outcome, and this card does not have to come to pass. But if it is something that's beneficial that we want to see come to pass, then we just sort of have to keep going, business as usual, and this is where the month will end out on. Interesting. So this is the Emperor card, another major arcana card. We have 3 major arcana out of 6, so it's a pretty significant month for the Pisces. I'm going to say this. Emperor is also affiliated, I believe, with Saturn, or if I'm correct, if he's not, it's definitely bringing me back to this achiever. This Emperor card says to me that we could end up really working hard. The majority of us will put in the hard work here and stay focused on the passion and not get stuck in the sorrow. We have been through it already with this Moon card, and it's strengthened us in some way. It taught us something very significant, but we don't have to stay there anymore. We can now use what we've learned in this Moon card to pursue our passions and to put in the hard work and achieve the goals we need to achieve. As we do that, and as we get the notice and we start to give ourselves the credit for it, we start to impress and become like this Emperor. The Emperor is always a benevolent card, but he's kind of like the ruler that you have to meet his rules. You have to meet his expectations. By month's end, I think most of us will have met those expectations. It's funny, we have this Moon card here and we have this Moon here. We also have the Moon back here. It's sort of like a perfect blending of the masculine and the feminine. We have this Passion card here, which to me could represent as masculine. Even the Man of Worlds could be represent as masculine. And we have this energy of the Moon here. When I look at the Emperor is sort of like this masculine aspect, but there's a lot of sort of, he's got this intuitive Moon back here. He has this small growing plant. We've learned some lessons this month. We've gained some notoriety. We've gained some wealth. We've gained some abundance, some dreams, again, I see travel in this card too. So some of us may be traveling, but we're going to be wiser by the end of the month, and we're going to be more stable by the end of the month, especially with this Emperor card. But we have to be willing to do the work. And as we do the work, this Wheel of Fortune will slowly turn and our fortunes will start to come in. They will start to get better. Our situation will become more, we will be the rulers of our world with this Emperor card, if that makes sense. It's kind of not necessarily a literal meaning, but we have to, how do I want to say this? It's kind of like the Pisces need to prove themselves this month. We need to put in the work. Once we prove ourselves through this Man of Worlds cards, through whatever the environment or the universe throws at us, when we put in the hard work towards achieving our goal and towards going after our passion, and we don't get too caught up in our emotions and get too sorrowful or too dragged down, we end up achieving this Emperor card where we see that we've put in the hard work, we understand that we deserve it, and this Wheel of Fortune begins to turn and continues to turn in our favor, and it honors us as if we are deserving, like the Emperor is deserving. He's a benevolent card. He's a fair and trustworthy leader. But he needs to achieve him. We need to prove to ourselves that we can be him, if that makes sense. And so this month will be about putting in that work and staying focused so that we can get there. And when we get there, we will reap the benefits of all that it has to offer and then some. Like, I don't think it ends here. That's certainly what I'm hearing, is it doesn't end with the Emperor. It's not like we reach the Emperor at the end of the month and then the Wheel of Fortune stops spinning. I feel like there's more to come beyond this. Like, I could lay out 3 or 4 more cards that would tell a further story into next month. But if we do, for those of us that do land in this position where we're self-assured, treating ourselves rightfully so, and treating those around us with benevolence and love and compassion, but not also, you know, but being a stable ruler in a way, or an authority in a way, and presiding over our our world from a place of authority and authenticity. I think that those benefits continue to come in from this Wheel of Fortune far beyond the month of September. That's my prediction. So I'm going to leave you guys with that. Again, please like, share, comment, subscribe. I love my Pisces. Please let me know how this resonates. Check in with me for the mid-month. I will do a live, like, mid-month to see if all the cards have changed, if we've made choices or shifted the energy in different directions. And I also do a morning forecast that you can tune in for every morning, or watch my pick cards. And I look forward to seeing you guys soon. I love you guys. Thank you for being so patient. And, you know, sometimes you have to save the best for last. So that's my Pisces. All right. Have a good day.